Okay. I'm going to try this again. I had produced a whole video about the Waze navigation app and some new features that Waze introduced. But had completely blanked on some significant facts, namely that Google bought Waze a few years ago. So thanks for giving me the heads up. PKRAD Greek, PKRAD Greek. I'm not sure what that's supposed to spell, but anyway, that's a viewer who saw the first video that I produced and gave me the heads up. Said, hey, Google does own Waze. So I'm going to leave that whole piece out of it. We'll just talk real quick about planned drives, which is the new feature. So the latest version of Waze for iOS now has a feature called planned drives. So you can enter your destination like you would now, except for with the previous version, all your option was you entered the address and then you hit go and it would navigate you. Now, instead of just hitting that, you can hit the little clock icon next to the word go and enter a date and time for when you want to get there. And Waze will use its real-time traffic information and feedback to let you know and give you an alert for when you need to leave to get there on time. Now that's not earth-shattering. I mean, Google Now and Siri both have features that allow it to look at your calendar and let you know when you need to be somewhere, or look at your email and pull information about upcoming flights you have or concert tickets you might have received, and proactively kind of take that information and say, hey, I'm going to let you know when you need to leave. So that in and of itself is not, doesn't raise the bar really. And the fact that Google owns Waze and Google Now already does that doesn't make it all that revolutionary. What is cool about it is just that Waze is, because of the real-time traffic input from the Waze community, because it's crowdsourced traffic data, it's generally very accurate in terms of what are the real-time conditions right now. And I'm not a Google user, and I don't really use Google Maps even on iOS very often. So I'm not sure how much Google has incorporated those features and capabilities of Waze into Google Maps. But I do use Waze occasionally, and Waze also has cool things like celebrity voices. So you can have Morgan Freeman giving you the turn-by-turn directions, which is kind of cool. So anyway, so that's what's going on with Waze. I do find it interesting that the new capability, the planned drives capability, is available on iOS first and coming soon on Android. And I just think that's interesting because Google owns Android. I mean, why wouldn't Google make it for its own platform first? But if you haven't used Waze, I suggest giving it a shot. The only reason that I don't use it more often is because it's not the default for iOS. It's just easier if someone emails me an address or texts me an address that when I click on it, it opens in Apple Maps. If I'm driving along and I say, hey Siri, get me to the nearest McDonald's, or hey Siri, get me to the nearest gas station, it's going to do it in Apple Maps by default. So that is primarily why I use Apple Maps more often than Waze. But when I'm doing a longer road trip, I actually turn them both on because I like the fact that Waze lets me know when there's an upcoming pothole, when there's an upcoming stalled car on the road, when there's an upcoming slow down in traffic, when there's an upcoming police car, which are all very nice things to know in advance. Fewer surprises when I'm driving. So anyway, if you haven't used Waze, I suggest you take a look at it. Let me know what you think. If you're a Google Maps user, feel free to comment, email me, Tony@techspective.net, and let me know what I'm missing. Let me know, has Google already incorporated all of the Waze features, and is Google Maps all that in a bag of chips? Like I said, I don't use it, so I don't know. So I'll be curious to hear back from you. So thanks again for the heads up, PK Rad Greek, and I will talk to you later.